my dance moves, right? I'm sorry in advance, but let's go with it. Let's go with it. Happy weekend to our live crew. Hello to everybody checking out the recording as well. Hello, one and all. Welcome aboard. I am certified personal trainer Mary Beth Rockwell with the Next Fitness Thing. Welcome to our very own Next Fitness show, brought to you every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, live on YouTube, also recorded if we can't make it live, of course. Hello to everybody checking us out. If you're with us live, of course, feel free to chat away. Like us, like the comments, put in your own comments, and share alike. Let's get the word out about this, because every little bit helps. We have a wonderful show for you today. We are going to be chatting with, can we bring her on screen, Alexis? It is newly minted TNFT trainer Kacey. Kacey, congratulations, got your personal trainer certification. We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're so glad you're joining us as an official trainer. You started as a team leader and passed your exam, and now you're going to be taking on some more duties, I should say. And I'm going to talk more about that. So Kacey, we're thrilled to have you with us always. So welcome, not your first time on the show. Welcome back. So, and again, Alexis, come in and say hi. Alexis, our fearless leader, CEO, executive producer of the show, running the buttons and the music and the videos and everything. I would be lost without you here.
Hey.
So thank you. And let's do the housekeeping as well. Aside from Kacey being with us to talk about some things that she's got coming to the Next Fitness Thing, we also are going to answer another question from the TNFS mailbag. We always open to your questions. They don't even have to be fitness related. It helps if they are, but if not, we'll answer the non-fitness ones too. It's okay. You can send yours into tnft@thenextfitnessthing.com. Let's see. We also have, of course, opportunity for movement, a mid-show stretch break, and a very fun move of the week. Stand by for that. We hope everybody participates in the move of the week, by the way, because it's going to be awesome. We have a lot of things along with what Kacey's bringing to us in our TNFT coming attractions. So we'll update you on the latest and greatest there. And if we got time, we're going to squeeze in our tip of the week for you as well. So fingers crossed. All right. So the next thing, of course, what I'm going to ask you. I got to. If you haven't subscribed to us yet, please do. It helps us grow. We're trying to get the word out more and more about not only our little YouTube channel here, but also we're bringing some new things onto the YouTube channel as well as we grow. So the more that you subscribe and like and share our videos and all that, the bigger we can become, the more things we can bring you, right? And hit the notification bell so that way you get an alert every time we put up something new on the YouTube channel. So you never miss a thing. All right. So, and of course, please find us, the Next Fitness Thing, if you want to check out some cool workouts and wellness and, mental and emotional and the holistic package of your health and well-being. You'll find us at thenextfitnessthing.com. That's where our website lives, and lots of information there for you to help yourself out too. Okay, Kacey, let's get you back in here. So happy to have you, Atlanta representing in the crew. And how's your week been so far, Kacey? I heard you've been going through some fun work things that you don't have to go into great detail, but
let's just say my day job, I spend a lot of time arguing about data, so that's been fun.
Woohoo! Well, I'm glad you get to take a break from that and hang with us. It's always great to have you on. And we want to chat about, now you made a pretty quick transition, I think. You first came on as one of our TNFT team leaders. And for those of you who don't understand what the nomenclature is, Alexis and I are both trainers and have been from the very start of the Next Fitness Thing. We are certified personal trainers. After a while, as an opportunity to open up our class offerings, we brought on what we call team leaders, and Kacey was one of them, and stepping up to do like walking classes for us and getting feet wet as far as what it's like to lead a Next Fitness Thing class. Kacey got hit by the bug apparently, and how was your process getting your personal trainer certification? I know you're a smarty, so
yeah.
How did it go for you?
I've been a certified yoga instructor for a few years.
This is true.
So I had done that, and then I realized I like this venue of opportunity, but also there's other things that I like doing. So I've always loved weightlifting, and so then I was like, hey, I could learn more about that. Then I can jump in with other things besides just yoga classes. And so I signed up for the a National Academy of Sports Medicine CPT, and I passed it in I think about a month or so. So I studied like several hours a day. So it wasn't like I didn't study for it. It definitely took like a lot of studying, but I passed it after about a month. So
It's a toughie. I mean, we've all here, the trainers here have all been through that exam, and it is a lot of anatomy and like very nitty gritty. Like this muscle attaches to this bone, and
yeah.
what was the toughest part for you when you took your exam? Just in case anybody else out there wants to know what it's like to get certified as a personal trainer, you just did it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so luckily, because my yoga training was really in depth with anatomy, like we had weekly sessions with a guy who has a PhD in anatomy. So he would walk
nice.
through like yoga and how each muscle bone positioning and all the things. So like that part I was super familiar with. I actually found for some reason I had a really hard time with the energy types and the what energy source was being used in different phases of like work. So that took me like a week to memorize that correctly because I kept getting it wrong repeatedly. So I would say like that was the tougher part for some reason.
Yeah, well, the National Academy of
Funny
Sports Medicine is probably one of the most respected trainer certifications because it is so in depth with all those things. So, Kacey, congratulations. We're very proud of you and very happy for
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
So, yeah, and now you're teaching yoga with us now, which is a recent development. And you are going to be bringing, we're going to talk about this a little bit more in our upcoming attractions as well. But you're bringing us some weekend yoga on our live schedule that we had been not bringing for a while. So we're very happy about this development. Kacey, Vinyasa Yoga 60. Tell us what you got for us.
Yeah. So if you haven't taken a vinyasa class before, they tend to be a little bit faster paced. So I would think about it. It's also like really rhythmic. So there should be a rhythm and movement to it. And when you think about like going to a studio and taking a class, you've probably taken a vinyasa style class. And the really, I think, magical thing about it is that you come in thinking this is a great fitness opportunity, right? You get lots of cardio, it's a good body weight training and all that sort of thing. But that meditative connecting your breath to your movement and really being present in your body, the longer vinyasa classes, you can really leave feeling like a whole different person, a whole settled person. And so that's kind of the magic, I think, of yoga, and you get to see it live in that type of class, is that you come in thinking I'm going to do these cool physical things, and you leave actually like feeling like a different settled person. And then that's more than just being able to nail some pose on your mat, which is always fun. But
Right.
there's definitely more to it than that. And then because they're a little bit longer, we can get you guys warmed up and we can work on some things that you might have been wanting to work on or get better at. And so, we'll try some different progressions and some different options and then see if we can play around and learn some new things. And it can be really fun just to not take yourself seriously and try out something new, even if you fall. I will probably fall too, so don't worry. So that's definitely one of the fun things too, is that they're a little bit longer. We have enough time to get warmed up and we can try out some fun stuff.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And I'm also very happy that you're joining us because I have been the only one at the Next Fitness thing has been leading classes on Saturday. So you're actually going to start before me. So for those who are thinking when I start at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 1 p.m. on the East Coast, it's like, I need a little something before that. Kacey, you got to
Yeah.
recover because you're going at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern, right?
Yes.
Yay.
It'll be nice
All
and
right.
energized too. So it'll get you all warmed up for your Saturday.
That's awesome. And then out and enjoying your weekend. So love it. Okay. More about that to come, I believe. But Alexis says, Julie is in the chat saying, hi. Hi, Julie. I'm so glad Julie's here because we're going to be actually taking on a question from Julie a little bit later on from the mailbag. All right. In fact, not just yet. Hang with us, Julie, but I'm glad you're here. And let's see. I think we're going to go on to, we have a trainer tip this week. So because Kacey is a brand new trainer officially, and this is something we talk about a lot in our Next Fitness Thing classes, time under tension. So what the heck is time under tension? And of course, Alexis, you're more than welcome to chime in here too, because I know you'll have a lot to say on this as well. But whenever we're asking, your trainer is asking you to slow down, especially when you're doing strength exercises, it's not just because it's safer, even though it quite likely is, but there's another level to that. So who wants to go first? Alexis, Kacey? I'll hand it
Go
off
for
to
it,
you.
Alexis.
We're all like, take it, Alexis.
Sure. Okay, time under tension just basically means that what you're getting the benefit of for the strength training is not based on the number of reps that you do. It's based on the amount of time that you spend doing the reps. So if you were to go very, very slow for one rep, that would be just as beneficial potentially as doing 10 reps in the same amount of time. Now, there maybe are some other factors going on with that, but the idea is spend time doing each rep, go slowly. And a lot of it also has to do with momentum. And if you are using momentum, like initiating the strength just at the beginning, I'm going to use the overhead press as the example. If you're using momentum to initiate the overhead press, then you're really only using your strength at the bottom, and then the momentum carries the weight up to the top. Whereas if you go slowly, then you have to use your strength in each of the positions throughout the range of motion. So you're going to build strength into each of these positions along the way.
Yeah, I will often shout this out in class. And again, if you're not familiar with the Next Fitness thing and how we roll, our teammates, who are our people that are taking our class, have the option to turn cameras on. So the only person that can see that teammate is the trainer if they decide to turn their camera on. So for example, if I'm teaching the class, I would see, if Kacey were taking my class, I would see Kacey. She could turn the camera on or off anytime she likes. And I, every once in a while, and I'm doing a strength training class, I'll say, okay, I want you to slow down to like half the tempo of what's on your demo video. Hardly anybody does. All right. So I just wanted to shout that out because Kacey, you can vouch, it's tougher, right? When you slow it down.
Yeah. I think about it too, like a lot of times you're resisting gravity pulling too. So like,
exactly.
You know, when you're slowing down and being able to actually like resist the force of gravity, it also is putting that extra like effort into it, whereas I could just sling it around. Same thing, like if you're in a warrior 2 pose and you are really working to keep yourself lifted out of it instead of like collapsing into it, that time that you're spending in that pose can really, like, you'll feel it. Like you will definitely feel it in your legs when you're doing that.
In fact, Julie is in the chat saying time under tension is what made my biceps so sore this week. Is it okay if I demo time under tension for a little bit? I'll grab my weights here for a sec. Are we cool? I'm going to do it. Okay.
You're in charge. Please do.
No, technically you're in charge, Alexis. I'm just coming along for the ride. So, okay. So let's take the bicep curl, for example. Like, oh, look, no missing these weights up against what I'm wearing today. Good. All right. So a lot of peeps will do their biceps. They're curling up. They're down, they're up, they're down. If say we have like a 45-second set of bicep curls, you can bang out like 17 of these bad boys. So if you were to take my advice and slow it down to half tempo, one of the things that happens, by the way, when you are doing the quicker ones, this can happen. That's the momentum. That's what you want to avoid. So if you slow it down and if you go half of the tempo, so up to, these are 12s, oh my gosh, and down. Glad I didn't grab my 15s. I'm feeling it so much more in my biceps on each and every rep. I'll do fewer reps, but I'm going to have more control. I'm going to get more out of every muscle fiber. You're going to see faster muscle building and happen that way. Reminder, when you have more muscle, you burn fat faster. If that's a goal of yours, if you're not lifting weights, you need to be. And then as I turn to the side, here's the slow-mo version of this. This is time under tension. Oh my gosh. Every once in a while, got to slip that in there. Nice and slow. Oh, okay. I got to stretch that out. Julie, I know what you mean. So that's a little illustration of time under tension. It can go with any exercise. Most of us see it as with weight training. Kacey mentioned, of course, yoga. That is part weight training as well. Julie says, LOL. Indeed. All right. So that is what time under tension is about. If you have any questions about time under tension or anything else, you can send them in the mailbag, which is where we're going to go again shortly. Julie, I know I have you on pause. We're coming to your question very soon. But first, let's get some movement for everybody, not just my biceps. So it is time for our mid-show stretch break. And we have a beautiful, like, full body stretch for you. That is a great one. Again, if you're sitting at a desk and you need a little midday break, this is a keeper. Our stretch break this week is the lateral lunge reach stretch. And we're going to bring on a video from the wonderful trainer Wayne. Hi, Wayne. All right, so here he is. You're going to plant your feet nice and wide into this one, comfortably wide for you. And Wayne is hinging forward at his hips as he steps out to the side. The knee is right over top of the ankle. And then reaching forward, I kind of say like you're flying like a superhero when you come forward. So you're hinging at your hips, and it's a bird, it's plane, it's you. And then stand up all the way tall on this one. So Alexis, Kacey, any thoughts about this stretch?
I have a harder time with side lunges. So I know one thing that I do, like at least to adapt this, is to not go into it so far. Or I can also like put one knee down. So I might, instead of doing this like moving back and forth, they could try to keep your feet planted or put one knee down is sometimes what I do.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say you could plant your feet instead of stepping out into it. Just keep your feet wide, again, comfortably so. But still, when you go out to that side range, you check Wayne's knee on each side. It's right in line with the second and third toes. That helps you protect your knees. Also helps you get some mobilization through your hips, your upper body, your arms, your shoulders, your spine. I mean, there's a lot going on here. Alexis, did you want to chime in?
Yeah, I love the idea of keeping the feet wide the whole time. So if this is something challenging for you to do with the stepping, then keeping the feet wide can be really helpful. The other thing I just would encourage with this one, I love how Wayne is really doing a great job of sending his hips really far back. And the tendency, especially with the reach forward here, is to lean forward as you're reaching forward. So what's actually happening here is his arms are reaching forward to counterbalance how far back his hips are going.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's really you're going to get a lot more benefit out of this move by focusing on the posterior chain, meaning the backside of your body, and sitting as far back into it as you can. If that's something that's challenging for you, I would suggest holding on to something. Perhaps you want to try this in a doorway and you can hold on to the door jamb. Maybe I would do this with like the suspension training straps and hold on to the handles so that you can sit back more into it and have straps to hold on to with your hands. So something that you hold on to could help you for more range of motion, more stability.
And I'm going to add in too, also, just like you could with a squat, if you aren't sure where you're aiming your backside, do this in front of a chair or a couch in this case, if you're moving from side to side, and just aim your butt toward that, but don't actually touch down. It's not a coffee break. It's a stretch. You can do it on your coffee break. I'm just saying. So this is a keeper. I hope y'all are doing it along with us, even though we weren't doing it on camera. We were chatting, but I did it earlier in my workout, actually, because it's a good one. So, all right. Thank you, Wayne, for the video. Thank you for Julie hanging in the chat and for sending us our TNFT mailbag question this week. So we have this lovely question from the lovely Julie, and it is, I'm sorry, hang on. I gotta find my question. Do I really need to set fitness goals? And how can I do that besides worrying about the number on a scale? Oh, that dreaded number on the scale. I'll tell you what, here's Julie's question. So, do you really need to set fitness goals? Well, if you're heading to a destination, you need to know where you're going, right? That's how I'm going to start it off. So Alexis and Kacey, go ahead and give us your thoughts, and I will chime in as well. But yeah, I mean, it helps to know where you're going if you want to get somewhere, right? So if you're kind of wandering down the street and, I'm not sure where I'm going, that's kind of the same thing that can happen with your health and your wellness too, or anything that's not even fitness related, right, Alexis?
I mean, I guess what I'm going to say with this is it depends what you mean by setting a goal. If you don't necessarily have to set a goal of being able to do a specific thing or to be able to look a certain way or for your body to transform in a specific way. It's not necessary, but you might want to set a goal that's more behavior based. That's like my goal is to make exercise a daily part of my life. My goal is to work out X number of days per week. My goal is to exercise, whatever that might look like, right? So it can be more habit based. And then you don't have to focus so much on what the outcome is. And I honestly think that's a healthier way to approach it anyway.
Same. Yep. Kacey, what you got? Oops,
Sorry,
we got
my
a kitty.
cat is in front of the mute button and I couldn't see it.
We
Yeah,
need, there we go, cat on screen. Yay!
yeah, feline friends who have decided it's dinner time. I would say, yeah, I have a hard time knowing what I'm doing if I don't have at least one intention or one thing I want to go after. Even if it's just like, I want to set the intention that I need to be more active and I want to stand up. I've been working on standing up on my desk twice a day for at least 30 minutes. Like,
Ooh.
It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I'm just trying to do something to help me set the intention of being more mindful about moving, because I sit at a desk for my job, 8 or 9 hours a day. And so like I can work out in the evening, but I also want to make sure that I'm not just sitting here all day. And so like that's an intention that is hard to make myself do something if I don't have like a plan. So my
Right.
plan that I have in place there is to try to stand up twice a day for 30 minutes. So like it makes it a little bit easier for me to take a well-intentioned thing I'd like to do and make it something I actually can follow through with.
There you go.
Can I bounce off of that a little bit? I just want to
Sure.
say, I love that Kacey used the word intention here. And the question was about having a goal. And those sound like synonyms, and on some level they are, but they're actually not the exact same thing. And it might be that you don't need to have a goal. You might just need to have an intention. And setting an intention can be more powerful than having a goal, especially because it is more conducive to you feeling successful about it. Because if you set the intention to make movement a daily part of your life, then as long as you are working in that direction, you're succeeding. But if you set the goal of making exercise a daily part of your life, then if something happens one day and you don't do it, then you might feel as though you failed at your goal. So
that's where we all need to be kinder to ourselves, honestly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I find the languaging of intention to be much more healthy for me in my own psyche. The other thing I just want to say with this is you have many, I would imagine, and this isn't just for Julie, this is for everyone. We all have habits that we automatically do that we're not really thinking about that are healthy, right? Like I have habits that I'm not really thinking about it. Like I brush my teeth every morning, the first thing when I wake up. I don't really think about that. I just do it. It's part of my habit of what I do every day. So do I have a goal of brushing my teeth every single day in the morning? Not really. I mean, do I even have the intention of that? I suppose, but I'm not really focused on it. So I think that what might help here for someone who does not have a habit of exercise is to set the intention of creating the habit of exercise, so that way, once it becomes ingrained into your day, like brushing your teeth, and it's just a normal part of your day that you always do, then it doesn't have to be such a focus the way that it is while you're creating the habit. So that's sort of what I would suggest.
Yeah, I love that. And we need to wrap this discussion, but I did want to bring around, since Julie mentioned anything besides a number on a scale. We call those non-scale victories. Remember, those are good things. So a number of ways that you can measure, it takes me less time to walk down the block and back and I'm less winded. That might be what you're aiming for. I mean, everybody's got what they're aiming for. Set an intention, set the habit of the behavior, write it on a calendar or put it in an app, whatever you need to remind yourself where you're going to see it all the time. And Julie says, feeling like I failed is what stops me from setting goals. Going back to what Alexis was just saying. Yes, Julie, we totally understand that. We hear that. And be kind to yourself is the number one thing. It's like we all are human beings. We all have setbacks. We all have triumphs. Rock your triumphs and celebrate those. And when you have a setback, it happens to the best of us. Just as soon as you can, get back into that habit and get on it. Nancy says hello. Hi. And Julie's in for the NSVs, the non-scale victories. Sweet. Okay. That was a great discussion. And again, feel free to let us know your thoughts. Send them in the mailbag. Those of you who are with us live, go ahead and pop it in the chat as well. But we're going to move on. We have the move of the week. Now that we've got your body nice and open with the lateral lunge, reach, and stretch earlier, this is in honor of Pride Month. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Pride Month coming up as soon as we're done showing you this awesome move of the week. If you're not doing this with us, I'm going to be disappointed. All right. So we need you up on your feet. If you can join me up on your feet. And I can't wait to see this video. It's from Trainer Dan from our London crew. Hey. And okay. Here he comes. Here he comes. It is a Vogue. Vogue dancing. Come on. So it doesn't matter what you look like. Just move. We can't play the song because they'll ding us and pull it off of YouTube, but sing it to yourselves. All right. There we go. Alexis has it. Kacey's looking at us like, I'm not doing that. But oh, look at Dan. I mean, this is from Dan's Dancio, which is his blend of dance cardio that he does for us here at the Next Fitness thing. I mean, how fun is this? So be yourself,
it's so fun.
right? Be yourself, be who you are, be proud of who you are, and dance like nobody is watching, even if they are. Who cares? You're being authentic, and that's what matters. All right. I hope everybody was doing that along with us because I stink at voguing. I always try though, so I can get this part. I watched the show Pose, trying to get some tips. Did anybody here watch that show on FX? I could never get it. I could never get it. But okay. Anyway, thank you for voguing with us. Strike a pose, and that leads us directly into our coming attractions. All right, so we're gonna put the voguing on hold for just a little bit, but since we have Kacey here, once again, I want to remind everybody, and I'm sure Kacey wants to remind everybody as well, about the Vinyasa 60 yoga class. It is indeed launching this Saturday, which will be June 15th, and 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern. Kacey, anything else that you did not fill us in on earlier that we need to look forward to or get to look forward to?
The only thing I would say is feel free to bring props that you might need. So blocks, pillows, blankets, straps, and then we will be working on a balance move tomorrow. So if you want to bring a chair or a wall, I don't think you can bring a wall.
Bring a wall.
Bring the wall with you wherever you are.
That would be time under tension right there. Moving the wall. Anywho, sorry, Kacey. That was awesome. Bring a wall, bring your props, bring whatever you feel like bringing to Kacey's Vinyasa Yoga 60. It's going to be awesome. So Kacey, I'm very, very happy that you're kicking this off for us. And now we're going to take the Vogue back in here. Since it's Pride Month, we want to remind you that this Sunday is our Next Fitness Thing All Access Pride Walk, led by the one and only trainer Fernando Ventresca, and it's going to be off the hook. Fernando's leading this. Oh my gosh, look out, world. So you are welcome to wear costumes and post your photos in the live chat in that class. If you join us live, it's a 25-minute walk or dance or Vogue. You can invite peeps to join us, even though they might not yet be Next Fitness Thing members, because it is all access. Newbies can join us at pride.thenextfitnessthing.com. And it's just an opportunity to celebrate everybody's amazingness, no matter who they are and no matter who they love, and hope you'll be a part of it because it's always a great event. Alexis and Kacey, if you have anything to add to these events, go ahead and please feel free to do so. But Alexis, you've been through multiple Pride walks. Isn't it always a blast? Yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun. Definitely. If this is one of my favorites, if you're going to come to one, this is a good one to come to.
There you go. Awesome. So, and Kacey, I'm pretty sure you've been in Pride walks with us too, right? Yeah.
Yes, they're definitely some of my favorite ones too, for sure.
Definitely, me too. Okay, so that is this Sunday, June 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, a little bit later than some of our other community events have been. So West Coasters, you get to sleep in a little bit before you get your dance on with us. All right, so I will be taking advantage of that, but I'll be in as a participant for sure because I don't want to miss this. All right, the next thing that we have is we have the book club. Kacey is not only doing this, but TNFT team leader Anna is going to be leading the first one, which is coming up in a couple of weeks now. It's June 30th, and it's one Sunday a month, starting this on June 30th. The book this time around, the book selection is The Inmate by Frida McFadden. And I know, Alexis, you've read this and said it was a pretty easy and entertaining read, right? So
yeah, page turner for sure.
All right, so you still have time to get the book. If you haven't, of course, we recommend if you can get it from your local library or borrow an ebook online. They have the Libby app, the Hoopla app. thrift store. If you can get it at a local bookshop, that's great too. We love supporting local businesses too.
Yes.
So,
and we
yes,
did
amen to
link
that.
on our website now. So you can go to thenextfitnessthing.com/book club, and we do have
Yes.
all the books all listed now. So you can go there. And it also links to getting the book online in a couple of different places. So
Yeah,
it's
we got
that
some sources
just to
there.
make it easier.
Yay. Okay. And then there is one more thing that just slipped in to us here at the Next Fitness Thing. It actually just started today. So since we're all on YouTube hanging out here, this is something you should be in the know about, is Walk and Talk with Us. And it is a free Next Fitness Thing walking class for 25 minutes. And here's the thing. So we just announced earlier that Kacey has been promoted basically from TNFT team leader to now, since she's certified, a TNFT trainer, sliding in effortlessly to her spot. We want to welcome aboard teammate Natalie Sparks. Amazing. Our latest Next Fitness Thing team leader. And Natalie is leading this class. It is as a premiere on YouTube. So with the way this works, Alexis, I know you're very well versed on the way this works. So how about you explain it?
Sure. So a premiere means that it's a specific class that shows up at a specific time on YouTube. You can see that it will be happening at that time in advance. It is a recorded class, but when you do it as a premiere, there's live chat. So if you come to this class that is basically recorded, it is a live recording. It is a live premiere of a recording.
Live class that was recorded for the premiere.
Right. This is honestly kind of an experiment. It's something that we're playing with, this idea, but I encourage you to watch our YouTube channel just to see when we're having these, check it out. And if you can come live, come live. The other thing is it stays up there as a recording. So if you miss the premiere, I mean, this class this morning happened at 6 a.m. Eastern. That is 3 a.m. Pacific. If that
I was not there.
Yeah, I wasn't there either. So if that's an unrealistic time for you to exercise, I understand. The recording's still there. Do it when you want to.
Yeah. And all you need to do is have YouTube on your phone. It works the same way. Like if you've taken our classes before, you take your headphones and it's a audio only class. So you get to play with the chat. If you have anything, you can drop in there and have fun with us, because that's what makes us so special here at the Next Fitness Thing, is our community. And the walking classes are just a blast. You look forward to getting together with your peeps and form really tight-knit bonds. Kacey, you've been there, you're tight with us now, just because you were a teammate with us to start and made your way up, and here you are, and not looking back, right? So
yeah, I mean, if I would have been able to wake myself up that early, I definitely would have been there.
Same, but it's there. So, and we're going to be adding hopefully some more of these along the way. So please check in. And when you sign, it will be listed that is the countdown to when it's going to start. So you can kind of schedule it ahead of time and know that it's time to get your class. And you can set your notification icon. This is where that alert comes in to let you know, hey, there's a class starting here. So you want to be in the know on that, right? Okay, and was there, I think, really quickly, let's get in our travel tip this week, because we keep pushing it back, but people are starting to vacate now. So we have a little bit of advice on how to get your workouts in even when you're traveling and your schedule is kind of thrown off kilter and you're in new surroundings. And round robin really quickly, I guess. Kacey, you go first. How do you get your workout in while you're traveling?
Usually if I'm not on a hiking or vacation that I'm getting lots of steps, I either intentionally try to walk more places, or if I'm traveling for work, use the hotel gym, try to get in something that I found on the replay library in my hotel room that I can do body weight, or a yoga routine I can do body weight. It's always really easy to find a place to go on a quick walk or something like that.
Indeed. Alexis?
Yeah, I mean, take your phone, take our class wherever you are. You can do it there. I just end up doing being a fitness tourist and just seeing the sights, doing the thing. I don't usually bring any equipment with me or anything like that. I do tend to, do step ups on random benches and things like that in all kinds of cities where people look at me funny, but it's okay.
That's their problem. They aren't having as much fun as you are and doing as good for their bodies as you are. So yeah, I'm kind of with you, Alexis. I love one of my favorite things to do on a trip is to get lost in a new city and just roam the streets and find new things that, you might go there with a travel guide and you think, oh, I'm gonna go to this place, I'm gonna stand in line at this place for 3 hours, whereas just on the next street over there could be something amazing that you're totally missing out on. So be feel free to like get off the beaten path, literally, right? And see what's around you, and you just might amaze yourself. So, and get on lots more steps that way. Walking is the best when you're on vacation. All right, so that's a wrap. If anybody else has any fitness, travel fitness tips for us that you want to suggest to us, feel free to send them into the TNFT at thenextfitnessthing.com. And I think we're on our way out of here. All right, so Kacey, always a pleasure to have you. Great to have you hanging for the whole show. And best of luck with. You don't need luck for your vinyasa yoga. I know it's going to be amazing. So that's going to be awesome. Alexis, by the way, says my mom says I do handstands wherever I go.
She's in the chat making
Hi,
comments about it.
hi, Lana. Always nice to have you. All right, one more reminder, if you have not done so, please, pretty please, subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us all the likes and all the shares and everything that you can. Every little bit, we appreciate it so much. If you have not yet found your way to us at The Next Fitness Thing, we're at thenextfitnessthing.com. I haven't mentioned our Facebook group in a hot minute here either. So facebook.com/group/at The Next Fitness Thing. You do not need to be a Next Fitness Thing member to be in our group. We will happily accept you. And you just might find that this community is so cool and awesome that you want to be a part of it, and you'll join us anyway. So shall we get the high five and play it on out of here, everybody? Ready? I got to wind it up and the pitch and boom. Kacey, thank you for giving it back to me. That's the best. I love it when that happens on camera. Have a lovely weekend. Happy Father's Day to everybody who's celebrating this weekend. That's amazing. Hope to see you with Fernando in our Pride Walk on Sunday. And that is a wrap for episode number 23. All right. See you next week for 24. Take care. Let's dance it out. And I'm